Capricorn. This is going to be your monthly tarot reading for February 2020. I'm going to pull a few cards from this deck and we'll get a good idea of what you might be going through in February, and hopefully it's a good reading like the rest of them have been. It's almost like everybody's kind of breaking out of a shell. And I know that for January, I definitely felt like I was stuck in something. I don't know if it was a shell. I don't know if it was mud. I don't know if it was crap. But regardless, I got through it, and we all do. And sometimes those eclipses can bring that feeling. So even my readings were late, from what I had expected or intended to do. So the universe shoved time in my face and pretty much made me realize time doesn't really matter. So here I am doing these because now I'm feeling pretty dang good, and I feel a lot more grounded than I did last week or even the week before. So if you've been going through that, here's your validation that you're not alone, all right? It's definitely been one of those interesting beginning of the years. Now right off the bat, Capricorn, you are getting 3 major arcanas and 1 court card. So a lot of big stuff is happening for you in February. Whenever we get major arcana cards, that's going to be huge shifts, huge destiny coming into play, and divine, overseeing. So you have the Lovers right off the bat, and the Lovers is always there to signify, yeah, this could definitely be a relationship that is amazing. If you were already in a relationship, it's like that next level in the relationship. If you're not in a relationship, this is something that could be like you're falling in love with yourself again. You're falling in love with your spirit. You're falling in love with the things you believe in, the hobbies that you have, the family. This could be definitely a connection with a family member or even a really good friend that you just absolutely adore. So this could even be a job, something that you're just thrilled about and you have chosen to follow it. So the 6 with the Lovers is saying that you've made a choice, and because of that choice, things are going to unfold. Things will shift due to the decision. Pardon me, I kind of have like a little cold sparking up here. Now you also have the Death card coming up. So while you may be making decisions to engage in a new, love for yourself and your life, there is a death that happens. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that somebody is going to die, right? This is actually something that you saw coming. So maybe a big audit happened at your job and everybody's getting downsized or something, something you saw coming. However, when it came, it was still kind of surprising. It's like, oh, there's death, And this could be like a relationship that you saw kind of going south, but then it abruptly ends. It's that kind of feeling. Something abruptly ends, even though you kind of saw it coming. And usually this happens because it just doesn't serve us. A lot of the time the universe is protecting us, because that's what needs to happen. The rejection comes with protection. And that is one of those sayings that happens, and sometimes we just don't see it at the time. But it's like you're going through this, opposing energies here with the Lover and Death. So very interesting. Let me know how that pans out for you guys. We have the Queen of Wands coming up, which is nurturing your desire, really growing it, really looking into it, defining it. What do you desire, Capricorn? What do you want? What is important in this life? How do you move forward with the way that you're feeling? How do we gain substance from something that we're chasing that maybe isn't passion filled? What are you doing with that? So really finding what drives you wild in February is going to be important for you to nurture and grow and look into and maybe incorporate more into your life. Now you also have the Chariot coming out here, and the Chariot always asks us if our heart and our head are in the same ballpark. So head and heart here are pulling this Chariot, and if they aren't going in the same direction, this Chariot isn't going to get very far. And a lot of times that can change the way we go about on our path. If our head and heart aren't going down the same path, sometimes we can even get lost, you know, or we take huge detours that are unnecessary. I like to call those scenic routes. You know, sometimes those teach us the best lessons, but regardless, it's saying that you have a path change that's coming up, and you really definitely want to make sure that you have your head and your heart in the same ballpark, on the same, you know, hook here with your chariot, because you won't make it far if you don't have both of them on board. Now I'm going to get some tarot dice to kind of clarify these cards here in front of us. I'm going to mute the mic because it's super loud. Okay. Awesome dice here. This one's been popping up a lot, so that's pretty cool. Now, you have the King of Cups coming up here, and the King is always going to have some kind of action towards things. The Kings are always the ones doing what needs to be done to maintain the kingdom, whereas the Queen is always kind of thinking, nurturing, growing, building, honoring things. The King is always obtaining, acting upon, engaging in. So that's that yin and yang kind of opposition as well. So you have the Lovers coming up here, and the Lovers are saying you've made a choice. Well, this choice is really based on some kind of deep feeling that you may be having. So the point of the King holding this deep feeling and the Queen relaying this depth to him, he is able to then, with action, take the depth of this feeling and bring it to the surface so it can be more realized and more, you know, more ready for anybody to obtain. You know, that's how he like feeds his kingdom, essentially, is these deep thoughts that can come to the surface and actually be usable. I just kicked something over, so don't mind that sound. The thing is that it's like that's what's driving this decision with you. Is some kind of a deep feeling, maybe a deep-seated feeling that you've had, or that has just really come to the surface and put light on something, so you're ready for something more. You've made a choice based on like this deep depth, masculine action feeling. Now with the Death coming out here of whatever ended, is also saying that, you know, this is a part of something that you've been really looking into as far as your stability. So this definitely could have been a job thing that ended. This could have definitely been a relationship that ended, and this is a new one beginning. You know, this can be so many different things here, as there's going to be a lot of different people watching this. But the thing is that whatever it has to do with, it's about stability. The Page of Coins is always going to be in a learning phase, an analyzation, in the beginning of something. So from this death, there's like this ability to start really looking into what creates stability for you, Capricorn. What do you need to do to bring about stability now that this death has occurred in potentially a stable part of your life? So, you know, whenever our foundation is rocked, that just shows us where we need to create a stronger place for that foundation, right? So really important to check what is stable, because there may be something that is falling apart, and it's a new opportunity for you to learn more about that stability, learn more about that crack in the foundation and why it's there and how you can avoid it for next time. Now, you have a Four of Swords coming out here with Queen of Wands, and a lot of the times that's saying you need to really take in self-care. So queens are always going to take care of themselves. They're always going to make sure that they are ready, right? They're ready to support their king, support their kingdom, and be open and available to honor, nurture, and grow. So if you aren't able to be open and present in your own life, there may be some self-care that needs to happen. So while you're checking out what really gets you excited, where that fire's lit, where do you need to really take care of you and heal up some areas so that you really can chase desire? You know, if you have an open wound or something that's really bothering you, you're not rightly going to be able to chase something that lights you on fire, right? You're going to be distracted by this. So really checking your thoughts, what you've been thinking about, what's bothering you maybe, what's deep down that might be slowing down this, opportunity to really get in touch with what drives you wild, what are you passionate about. Now you have this 10 of Cups coming up here, and that is to signify that you're on a path into this next level of feelings and emotions. The Cups are our feelings and emotions in entirety, and when you get a 10, that means you've already completed a chapter. You've been through some sort of cycle recently of your emotions and awareness of them. So you may have learned something new about yourself and the way that you handle things or feel about things. Maybe you've had a perception shift which changes your feelings. There's a lot of ways that this leveling up of emotions can occur. However, it's a part of your path. So that's what's really driving the head and heart right now, is the feelings that you have been having. So let's get an oracle card. It's going to be an advice card for you for February, to just kind of give you an idea of what you could be doing for yourself to get through some of these energies. It's been a really good reading month for everybody, and even though Mercury retrograde is creeping up, already messing with, communication and stuff, sometimes we learn a lot from that introspection. I even said one of the dice was one of the signs dice or something, and I messed that up. Like, my words have even been all messed up the last couple days, so you can feel that Mercury retrograde coming. To the sea. So whenever we get this card, to the sea, it's kind of like setting out on our dreams. It's setting out and embarking on something that we know is there for us. We don't really exactly know what it is or exactly where it is, but we're going to go get it. To the sea is like, you're going to go get what you deserve. You're going to go get what is yours. You're going to go chase that dream. So that's a lot like with this Chariot, making sure your head and heart are in the boat so that you're ready to rock, you're ready to roll and get something new going, because looks like something's ended and you're ready to start something new. You've made a choice to love. You've made a choice to come together with something. And so it's time. It's time to go to the sea. Awesome reading, Capricorn. I love it. I hope you all have an awesome February. We'll see you next month for the March readings. You guys take it easy.